Hello world, this is Zan, coming back to Late Age Calum in Lucid's 2022 Dominions 5 tournament on turn 54. So, pretty exciting turn to start with. Pallbearer is back. He loses one level of nature magic, which can actually be pretty major, but for the most part he should still be okay. He can summon me Ivy Kings and get me into bigger nature magic, so that's fine. And, I'm getting attacked by horrors and stuff. That's Astral Corruption happening, that's Send Lesser Horror happening. That's okay. We'll figure that out. Going forward, this turn and next turn, or the next two turns technically, it's actually going to be pretty cool. None of these turns are about me, because this is when the very surprising, absolutely nobody saw this coming, Atlantis Throne Rushes has begun. So we have our battles now between Midgard, who is the owner of the thrones that Atlantis wants to take to win, and also potential second Throne Rusher in the future, because they're both pretty tied. And they're going to be fighting a lot. Meanwhile, I'm just beating up PD. I'm continuing the invasion of Utgard. Utgard itself is down. I'm just getting attacked by horrors and kind of dealing with the offset. I've got these last two fortresses I need to take. Inside of one of them is the Astral Corruption global holder, who desperately needs to die because I have all of these blood slaves and all of these other gems that I really, really want to start using. Although, come to think of it, I think I'm dumb because this says every time a non-blood magic ritual is cast. So yeah, I'm pretty dumb. I could have been summoning vampires this whole time. I think I have the tech. Oh no, I don't. That's fine. So I don't quite remember why I was hoarding so many blood slaves. I'm pretty sure it was to summon vampires, but I guess I'm wrong. Whoops. Anyways, moving forward, let's go to the main show, which is the first battle at Sitala. So now we have Atlantis attacking Midgard. He's got on his side of the field a motley crew of crossbowmen, a lot of his Ice Guard, and some of his capital-only mages and little Tungalik mages in the back. Defending, we have Midgard's army, which is a front line of corpse constructs to bait any vacations and just take the brunt of the Atlantean assault. We have another line of Einhir, which are terrifying, absolutely terrifying units, especially when they have Berserk, because the Berserk 5 value makes them start hitting really, really hard for a tiny human. Between them and the ranged firepower of Midgard, it's actually a massive horde of storm demons, and everyone's injured. So it's possible that something like Flames from the Skies happened, but damn, that would be pretty early. But hey, it's possible. And let's see what happens. We have our opening volley. Doesn't look to have done too much. We have Natural Storm coming out, Grip of Winter, and Wailing Winds. So, Grip of Winter and Wailing Winds are the traditional Late Age Atlantis plays. I think Einhirs are a little resistant to it. No, they're not. Wow, I thought Midgard had some frost resistance. I guess not. So yeah, that could be pretty deadly. And now Natural Rain comes out, which is actually Stygian Rains. So in a fight against the Einhir, these Ice Guards should do pretty good now. However, they don't have shock resistance, and Storm Demons in a storm are pretty terrifying, as Atlantis is learning pretty quickly. Yikes. Those massed infantry are not doing too hot. Despite being probably some of the better infantry in the age, they don't have shock resistance. Yikes. Storm Demons, for those who don't know, in a storm have massive precision, especially with Wind Guide added. They hit for armor negating lightning damage equal to their strength. So right now Storm has been cast. You can further buff this. Since they're demons, you can do Bloodlust, or, Strength the Giants, Rush of Strength, all that stuff. But Bloodlust is available a lot earlier and hits the entire battlefield for demons. So you can make this hit a lot harder. Regardless, it's a pretty accurate attack. The Atlanteans are very slow moving. And I think that looks like a wrap. Yep, the Atlanteans are retreating. And Storm Demons have prevailed. So that is the first attack on Sitala. That's the I think that's the Midgardian army is trying to break out. Or no, this is the Atlantean army that was breaking out. Inside is a magnificent big rock. So the Atlantean defender. So we see an opening salvo of thunderbolts. Unfortunately, they're hitting the wall defenders. And the big rock cast Howl. And that's pretty bad because these corpse constructs are all moving forward and there's no real bodyguards on the mages. So, and regardless of that, I don't think, even if all these corpse constructs did get to the big rock, I don't think it's going to do anything. They can't kill it. So yeah, these wolves are just going to rip apart the back line, and once that Mound King dies, yeah, they all dissolve. Yikes. Well, there go the battles at Sitala, for those who don't know where that is. That is in northern Ulm. That's following the conquest of Ulm that, other than my attempt at an intervention, kind of went unimpeded. Like, he just got to do whatever he wanted trying to take those provinces. So, you know, I warned Midgard this would happen. I warned Pangaea this would happen. I tried to do something about it. I failed. So it is what it is. That throne rush is going to happen, and I really am leaving it up to the throw of the dice because I did my part to try and stop it, and I got whooped. So right now I'm taking the bet that Atlantis will not win, and I'm going to eat the rest of Utgard and hope that the game doesn't end. Down here in Bogatin, we have another Atlantean force. He technically could walk from the storms to Bogatin, but it's more likely that he sailed from Lomark to Bogatin, because that would just be a lot cooler if that was the play. Over here, we have Abyssia is trying to siege his capital back from Satis, who was there. And nothing else was too terribly exciting this turn. Just a bunch of random events. So we'll move on to turn 56, because I don't actually have the save file for 55. But don't worry. Turn 56 is very similar to turn 54. Not much happens to me other than getting attacked by horrors, dealing with more horrors, getting assassinated by this cool Jotun Scout combo. This is the flying one. There's the flying one and there's the wolf one. I think the wolf one died already. The flying one is pretty damn good. You see me here, I finally decided, screw it, I'm just going to empower everybody in blood to increase the amount of people I have blood hunting. We have another battle at Sitala, but this was much less impressive. Atlantis has cemented that this throne will not go to Midgard. However, there were some fights here in the Dubestine Relic, a major battle in the Dubestine Relic. So now we have Midgard defending his throne against Atlantis. He has a similar setup for his army with a front line of corpse constructs, second row of Einhirs, a ranged component of storm demons with some crossbow levies, and a bunch of mages. So he has Sorcerer of the Sands, some Galdermen, a very badass Shadow Seer. Looking at these guys as werewolves, maybe these guys were also hit by flames from the sky or something. It's got a Camazotz, a Mound King. That's probably just to have the undead leadership to actually command all these guys. Flying Carpet this Volva to get her to combat. Yeah, this is Midgard is really sending everything he's got to try and hold him off. On this side, we have this Atlantean army. It looks pretty impressive. There's a lot of these sacred Asartuts that are starving, and that's very bad to combine with Wailing Winds that Midgard can definitely cast. They have these air death randoms. I'm not sure which one. This one right here is going to definitely do it. So here Atlantis again, a bunch of these Ice Guard and a crap ton of his mages. He's including this time these Forgiving Fathers, which are the underwater Atlantean mages, and these guys are actually pretty damn good. I like those. And they're casting Communion, Slave, and Master, so he's got some Adepts of the Golden Order who are probably going to be a Communion Master or cast Anti-Magic. Also pretty good. And bring to bear some impressive fire magic, and he's got an Ice Druid over here who's probably going to cast Foul Vapors. So the same recipe that Atlantis used against me. Let's see how Midgard does against it. Natural Storm, Wailing Winds, and Grip of Winter with another Wailing Winds. Okay. We have now Foul Vapors, Relief, and Firestorm. Cast by a Forgiving Father, not the other guy. That's interesting. Well, Firestorm won't do much against the Einhirs, but it's going to clean out all of the mages and all of the Storm Demons. They're just going to die to Firestorm. So Atlantis should have this in the bag. Wait. Oh, Firestorm ended. Oh, maybe one of those Thunder Strikes came in and killed the Firestorm caster. Wow, that is game-changing. And now all the starving Atlanteans are routing. That's really unfortunate. Atlantis, I think, had this, despite starving. Just due to Firestorm, it was going to wipe out all of these Storm Demons, all of the mages, which are pretty much the commanders, too. So even though the Einhir might not... Yeah, with 28 protection. Even though the Einhir might not mind the Firestorm, the mages definitely would have. Oh, I got up to 15 protection, so I guess Marble Warriors is coming out. But yeah, the morale is just too much, and Atlantis is retreating. Oh, that was a flying thug right there. Yikes. I'm gonna rewatch the battle actually, just to see. Because that's really unfortunate. It's right as Firestorm came up. It didn't even sit around and do anything for a bit. Okay, so Frostfend. Fortitude, raise Skeleton Earth Power. Firefend is coming out over here. Firestorm. This guy. Wow, so a Fire 1 in a Communion casts Firestorm. That's wild. Oh, he's got 6 morale. He got Battle Fright. That's why I think these mages are great. Okay, so maybe he just... Oh, no. I was about to say that maybe he just retreated. But nope, that was it. That was just a Storm Demon. So both the battles at Satala on turn 54 and this battle were decided just by Storm Demons. That's crazy. We have a fight between a fire-resistant Abyssian and a fire elemental in Dendronigra, and I don't think either of them would probably be able to kill each other, hilariously enough. The stupid Jotun is still killing people. We have a battle in the Gladewood, it's just random Atlantean raiding, and a battle in Pantocrator's Bounty where looks like they were trying to gem bait me. Let's see what happened here. So we've got this Hydromancer, Saith Kona, Super Thug, and Super Thug. Okay, so they were trying to thug out my Grand Army over here. Could work. Maybe. Depends. I probably have some great swords in there, or Banefire, or something or another. So, let's see what they cast. Oh, they don't cast anything. They don't cast anything. They get turn 1 Thunderbolted. That's something I've told people to do often, or Thunderstrike. Just give a gem to some of your mages and try to cast it turn 1, and see if you can hit their back line. Even if just the stun hits, the little AoE stun, Invocations tend to be the most effective turn 1 before all the protection buffs come up. So both Saith Kona are now dead. This guy is stunned, so he's likely not going to do anything in his script. There you go. The Hydromancer is now dead. So we just have this Lumber Construct and the Jotun Werewolf. This could still go badly. It looks like I'm casting Banefire with terrible precision. So that's not good. I'm just nuking my own troops every time I try to cast it. I'm surprised the AI is still trying to cast it. But these two thugs could very well do a lot of damage, especially if I keep killing my own units. Oh, and right there is Ravenous Swarm to make sure that my life after death doesn't actually let me keep anybody. Sorry about that. Be nice if the Swarm could move on to one of their units. Oh, what's that? Disintegrate? Okay. 11 magic resistance, so if I do enough disintegrates, that should definitely take out this lumber construct. I don't know how what'll work. The Jotun werewolf only has 13, so it could work against him too. Okay, there you go, disintegrate 1. This is why you put your mages on advance and cast. If they were in the far, far back, I'm pretty sure they would just be summoning out skeletons, and that would not be good. And there's another disintegrate. There you go. So once more, just have your mages on advance and cast. Prevents stupid things like that, like this, from taking out your entire army. Ultimately, I lose 26 area infantry, 7 light infantry, and 12 other dudes. Not too crazy overall. Not too crazy overall. Abyssia's still over here. It looks like he's cracked his capital, so he's going to be able to retake his empty capital. Atlantis' Throne Rush, I don't know if it'll succeed now that he failed to take the Destined Relic. Taking the math again, he's got 3 thrones, and he needs 6. So I know he's got these 3. He's trying to take this one. He's trying to take this one. Where else was he going? That's just 4, isn't it? Oh, I'm dumb. This one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So yeah, he was hoping to take both of those. So now even if he does succeed at taking Bogaton, which is very close to Midgard's capital, so that'll be tough. Without the Destined Relic, his Throne Rush is over. Now, the worry we can have if Atlantis completely fails and falls over to Midgard. Now, Midgard already has 3 thrones, and he could launch an offensive into Atlantis. He'll definitely grab at least 2 thrones out of it, because Abyssia is in no position to take the throne at Cormark. And even if he did, Midgard can just push Abyssia aside and take it for himself. Satis is dead, so my whole Geneva Convention, don't touch these nations, is no longer in effect. So that's the big worry now. So Atlantis won't win the game. Good, that's a weight off our shoulders. But now the worry is if Midgard's going to turn around and try to do the same. Cricket's from Pangea still. He's got a lot of forts, though, so that is pretty scary. Nature nations with a lot of forts is a dangerous combination. But yeah, the spotlight right now is definitely on the Midgard Atlantean War. I'm not participating, Abyssia is not participating, and neither is Pan. Despite, if Atlantis would have won that at these 2 thrones, that would have ended the game right there on turn 56. Well, regardless, that's enough for these turns, and I will see you guys next time on turn 57.